Hey everybody, welcome to Spreadsheet Activity number 15. This is the first activity that is going to start getting a little bit more complex. It's not difficult. It's just that what it is going to be doing, if you see here on the instructions, is it's going to be taking a bunch of the little individual skills that we've learned and kind of putting them together into a bigger thing. Okay, so this one here, we're going to be, we're pretending to go on a back to school shopping trip and buying school supplies. So you're going to create a brand new spreadsheet. I'm going to put all the data in and walk you guys through what we're doing here. So we are going to be putting our data in just like this. Make sure that you're following the exact cell numbers that I am. So we want to start in cell A1 and so on. And we want everything to be spelled correctly. Make sure you capitalize all of your titles. This row needs to be bolded. So I'm kind of just going through what some of these instructions are going to do. And you're going to put in your numbers just like this. Notice how, even though this is price, we didn't put the dollar sign in yet, because we're going to do that in step number 5. So when you get down to step number 5, so cells C and cells D are going to all be dollars. So what you're going to do is you're going to highlight both of these cells, and then you're going to go and press the dollar sign, which you can see on the spreadsheet is near the top. And when I do my example, I will show that to you as well. Okay. So this is where you need to read very carefully. Okay. In step number 6, you can see that there are a bunch of different parts to it. Okay. It tells you to click in a certain cell. It tells you what to type in the cell. Remember formulas that we've been doing. Okay. When you look at a spreadsheet like this, you can see that we want to know how many of these backpacks we're going to buy, and we know how much each one of them costs. So this is where in cell D2, you're going to put the formula. We want to multiply how many we're getting by how much they cost. So when we type in B2 times C2, this is the answer that it gets. And because we already switched column D over to currency, it comes up as money. All right. Now, there are shortcuts that you can take, and we've been using shortcuts for the last couple of classes. I'm not going to remind you of the shortcuts, because if you don't remember the shortcuts, you're going to have to spend a little bit of extra time doing this. Okay, and then we have shoes. So cell D3 right here, it's going to also be this times this equals this. All right, now if you remember the shortcut from the last class or the last 2 classes, you can fill in these ones really quickly. Okay, but I'm not going to remind you. You're going to have to figure that part out. Read the instructions. You might have something in there, especially if you look at step number 9. Okay, practice with borders, which we did last class as well. You're going to end up having your, and then also we're going to be talking about sales tax. All right, so in Michigan, sales tax is 6%. So in the sales tax cell that you're going to see, this is what your formula will look. This is what your formula will do. It'll be 6% times your subtotal, which is this formula right here. Okay, and then you'll have a grand total. So this is what your final thing should look like. Now, what you should not do. You should not copy this exactly like it is without doing the formulas. If you just punch in 3 and then $9.99 and $29.97, if you type these all in down here, when I hit my formula key, remember, control squiggly line, if I don't see the formulas in this row right here, you get a 0. Okay, so the formula for this cell here, D9, is going to be in your steps. It's going to tell you this subtotal is the sum of this column. Okay, so it's the sum of this column. There are 2 ways to do that. One is a longer way, one is a shorter way, and it tells you in the instructions. You type in equals sum, and then opening parentheses, D2 colon D8 closing parentheses will give you this answer. The sales tax, okay, in D10, that's this right up here. It's going to be 6% equals 6%, and the percent sign is shift 5 times cell D9. Okay, so this is going to be equals 6% times cell D9, which is here. Okay, and your answer, if you did it correctly, you hit the enter sign or the enter button, and this is what your answer should come out to. And then grand total, guys, is just another sum. It's just the sum of the subtotal plus the sales tax. Okay, so we have 189.30 plus $11.36. But you need to write that as either a formula or a function. You could put equals cell plus cell, or you can go equals the sum of these two cells together. Okay, so let me open up my example to show you what it looks like. So you're going to notice, guys, these assignments, they look like they're getting longer because there are more instructions to follow. And if you don't follow them exactly, you're not going to get the right answers. Okay, so let me go over here and open up my example for number 15. All right, and I'm going to zoom in on it, and this is what yours should look like when you're done. However, if I click on any one of these here, you should notice right up here, my formula will show up. So there's my formula. My formula is B2 times C2, and that's the answer I get. So let me hit my formula key here. So I'm going to hit Control, squiggly line, and here's all the formulas. Okay, so we want, and remember the shortcuts, guys. So if I get rid of these, well, let's just get rid of those. And I'm going to flip back to this. All right, so I erased those, and look what it did. It totally messed up this answer. Okay, it actually didn't mess it up. It's still correct, except that's only because I've only purchased this thing up here. So $29.97 times 6% gives me $1.80. And then you add these two together and you get $31.37. Okay, so remember the shortcut. This is B2 times C2. Instead of me having to go equals that times that equals, okay, which is one way to do it, okay, do the shortcut. Click on it, go right over that little square, hold your button down here, and boom. All of your calculations are done for you, okay? So that's what I want you to do. Also, there should be a line that goes all the way across here. Now it's not here, so I got to fix that. So remember, we select this, and I want to go up to my border icon. I want to select the widest one, and I want to make it the bottom border. So there we go. So it looks like that, okay? So formulas. When I look at your answer, I'm looking at the formulas. If you did all the numbers correctly in these cells, then your formulas will get the exact same answers that you see on here. All right? Good luck.